And one of the chances that we did have, Werner, one-on-one. And even I sat there and thought, he ain't scoring. He ain't scoring.
Box office.
But second half, unfortunately, Tottenham didn't do anything at all. It just didn't look like Tottenham had that energy again. They didn't revitalise that energy that we normally are used to. No energy at all. It was more Palace that were really taking the advantage. Yo, it's your boy Mr. Box Office from Mr. Box Office TV, back with another video. And it's Tottenham 3, Crystal Palace 1. And after 2 weeks with no football, Tottenham training for 2 weeks, Tottenham serve up that. A good victory, a good combat. But when you break it down, and this is what I want to break it down to you, break it down to everyone who's watching right now. Really, we should be really making that an easy work against Crystal Palace, who, let's be honest here, didn't have anybody up front. But when you look at the first half, it was kind of a non-event. Even though Tottenham had chances, and one of the chances that we did have, Werner, one-on-one. And even I sat there and thought, he ain't scoring. He ain't scoring. Because he hasn't got that arrogance. Now, you could see, people will say and defend him because they'll sit there and say, he did everything right. But for a top striker, and when we go later into the second half, we'll talk about somebody that actually scored their one-on-one. He just didn't look confident to do it, and that's it. And sometimes with a striker, if you're very good and arrogant, the goalkeeper, you're telling the goalkeeper what you're going to do, fake what you're going to do, and then score. And Werner blatantly couldn't do that, and that's it. And that sums it up why we should not get him in the summer. We should not get him for next season, and that's it for me. But then Tottenham did have a few opportunities, but it was just in spots, and that's it. We just weren't there. And Crystal Palace, unfortunately, even though they had some good plays, and Tottenham did have some good plays in that first half in terms of passing it around and that's it, but it just wasn't there. We just couldn't do anything. Yes, it broke it down with certain plays. Emerson sometimes, even though I still get frustrated the fact that Jurgusin can't get on the pitch. If Jurgusin can't get ahead of Emerson, what is going on? And he's a good footballer, I'm told. Adoji coming back into the team, he looked a bit rusty today, I've got to be honest. And then there was a little bit of an injury concern for Van der Ven, because Van der Ven earlier in the game got tackled badly, and he had a few injury scares as well. But it was just a non-event the first half for Tottenham. Crystal Palace couldn't really get in our box at all. Didn't really have any chances. It was just really a very flat sort of game. So it was then again for Tottenham to go into half-time, getting motivation at half-time from Postecoglou. But second half, unfortunately, Tottenham didn't do anything at all. It just didn't look like Tottenham had that energy again. They didn't revitalise that energy that we normally are used to. No energy at all. It was more Palace that were really taking the advantage, and that was it. And then, for me, that really spilled over to why Palace scored their goal, which, again, was a shock for me, because my first initial thoughts of this game, going to this game, well, this is a home banker for me. Crystal Palace got nobody up front, no forwards up front that really are scary. We had Esse, yes they did, but Esse was coming back from an injury. And it was him, Esse, that caused the first goal for Crystal Palace. It was a free kick that was given away by Maddison, and then Eze scores the free kick through the wall into the back of the net. 1-0 Palace. And then you can hear the groans, the frustration from the fans. And you could see that there was a lot of frustration, the fact that Tottenham were just really very flat. There was a lot of endeavour, there was a lot of effort, but in the final third, we just couldn't get it done. Ange makes some substitutions. Johnson comes on, and then Bentancur comes off. Bentancur and Basuma, again, concern for me. I don't think they really work well together. I am not too sure about it. And for me, the first half, when the lineup came up, I was sitting there thinking, why is Sarr not playing? Because Sarr's been our best player the last how many games? And I think that summed it up today, and that was it. But as soon as Johnson comes on, things change. We had a few plays. Son, who had a chance, shoots it just wide. There was an opportunity for Johnson. It was some good play from Werner and Son. And Johnson, unfortunately, doesn't snatches at it, and that's it. And then Johnson comes through, and it was some good control. Even though it was a little bit messy, still good control in the box, good pressure initially as well, and then puts a very good ball into Werner, and Werner literally has a tap in, and that's it. You would say that's a crowning moment for Werner now, because you're thinking now that should be confidence building for Werner now. Werner's now got confidence to go and score more goals, but for me, that's just really I don't think it's anything for Werner, really. Let's be honest here. I think that's just really just the moment where at least he scored a goal because he had to score, and that was it for me. But that was then the momentum for Tottenham to go on and score some other goals as well, because then Palace started to go and win themselves. We're using more energy. And then some good play from the throw-in for the second goal. Kulusevski coming in, throwing it over to Maddison, and Maddison in the box, goes in the box, crosses it right in the box, and there was Romero, who's already in the box, to header the ball right home and put Tottenham 2-1 up. Again, showing you why Tottenham, when they've got the momentum, they do well. They do really well to go and they score a couple of goals in that momentum. If they don't score that in that momentum, though, that's it. Nothing else, and that's it. Later on in the second half, you could see straight away Palace were done. That was it. They weren't wasting time. Johnson got yellow carded because of his time wasting with his goal kicks, and that was it. But Johnson really signified his impact in the game by getting the ball back in the halfway line, putting the through ball to Son, and Son showing you what Werner doesn't have and what Son has. Son has arrogance and has confidence and has the quality to score his one-on-one. You could see straight away, goal, Son scoring, just right in the corner. And you could see it was kind of a guarantee sort of thing. And that made it 3-1, game, set, match. But at least we got the victory, because this would have been embarrassing if we didn't get the victory against Palace. Especially the fact that they've lost most of the top players, and Eze, who came off, ironically, towards after the goal he scored. It was kind of Palace was going to just defend and keep defending, and that was it. But a good victory for Tottenham. Tottenham go on to Aston Villa next week. We're going back into the top 4 race now, and hopefully it will spell a confidence to the Terriers, and that's it. And hopefully get some players back as well, and that's it as well. But that's all I can say for this game. hearing a little bit more of a oomph to my voice, because it was good to see Tottenham get back to winning ways, because it would have been back-to-back defeats if he didn't get back as well. So it would have been really bad for us as well. But as always, if you didn't know, get to know, support your boy, Mr. Box Office, subscribe and like, and come on you Spurs. And I'm out.